Hey guys, we're back with another episode of Taco Imposters. I don't know, things to talk about. I got this watch fixed, okay? This is my dad's old watch. He got it for something. He was a teacher, he got it for school, something or other. This watch right here. It's a nice watch. It's a... Oh, wait. Can I zoom in? Oh, I can. Nice. It's a... If I can get it to actually focus. Right there. Fiori. I've never heard of the brand in my life. Now go back a little. Cause sometimes you have to go like, look. Sometimes you have to go back, right when it starts to focus on it, and then forward. Okay, it's good enough. Anyway, I'll start to close up now. It's like a Fiori. It's a Fiori Royal Classics. I don't know what No, not M. It's a Fiori Royal Classics 5273 GG3. If anybody knows what that is. I don't know. I don't know much about watches, so. The guy at the place where I was getting it fixed. Well, fixed. I only changed the battery on it, but only had to change the battery on it. Was like, I don't know what this brand is, and you didn't know SEMA either, which is the other watch I had. Which I think I've heard of SEMA. I'm not 100% sure, but yeah. And that's what resized it. It was great. It was way too big. We resized it. It was great. Yeah, I'm not a watch person, but it's a decent thing. It's a decent thing. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. I think I said last time that I started playing No Man's Skies. I'm not sure if I did, but I started playing No Man's Skies. It's a great game. Love it. It's so good. And then I started playing Subnautica, which at first I thought was Terraria, but I was like, no, it's not Terraria, it's Subnautica. Okay. Anyway, I started playing Subnautica, and it like No Man's Skies has a very big or I don't know how long, but like significantly long like intro how to do things scene. But it's more of just like a figure the first thing out. You know that thing in games when it's like gotta figure that one thing out, and you're just like, what, man, why? That's what happened with Subnautica. I'm still in that like can't do anything yet part of the game, which is fine. It's not the worst thing, but yeah, it's very not that it's bad. There are worse games that do that with, though. There are worse games that it does that with, so. Which, I mean, I don't know. There are definitely worse games than that, but yeah. And then, I was playing a couple of random games here and there, like, emulated stuff on my computer. Which was, Star Wars, Episode 1, Battle for Naboo. Which, a lot of people say it's a very good like predecessor to Rogue Squadron, but I'm like this is all in C4, which I mean, it's not exactly what's it called, predecessor. Like it's not something like sequel, but it's not a prequel either. But it's a game people say you should play this after you've played Rogue Squadron, which I'm like, does it really make a difference? But I think Battle for Naboo was the one that. I don't know if it still is, but there was a movie theater in Saint Laurent that had Cineplex in Saint Laurent that had the arcade cabinet of it. And, it's a big thing. It's a big chunky thing. I don't remember if it moves around because I know there was a game that did move around, but I don't remember if it did or not. Like I cannot remember if it did or not. I think it might have like teetered this way and that way and this way and that way. I don't remember though. I think it did. Anyway, it's a fun game too. It has like one hand has a joystick and one hand has like a cockpit thing, like a throttle. So one's like a joystick and one's a throttle. So I don't remember which side. I feel like it was this side, but I don't know. Like left and right, I don't know. It's not as good as the Star Wars what's it called, pod thing with like, oh, those are good, but they're also like $35,000 or 35,000. No, sorry, 95,000 yen or something, which is $35,000. which is like, ooh, which isn't actually that bad when you think about it. It's like buy a car or buy a, what's it called? Buy a game, like the Star Wars cabinet, arcade cabinet. So at least that's my opinion. From Kotaku, they were talking like, you just don't buy a new car. Like, don't buy a new car. Like, which, I don't know. Anyway, I'd love to have one day, but it's also just humongous. But they also make a stand-up or cocktail version of it, like a smaller version of it. Because there's like the whole actual like cockpit, like the pod, that like you can get into, which is at my other, the one near me, which is Laval Cineplex. And then there's like a smaller, just a screen with the like handle on it, like the controls that come out, which decent. I don't know. I played the one, the pod one. It's a really nice immersive experience, but it's like, oi oi oi, which is fine. It's just humongous, and then the other one's not exactly like amazingly small, like significantly smaller. So that's just my opinion, yeah. Which I mean is fine, I guess. I don't know. I have no idea. So, yeah. What else is there to talk about? I don't know what to talk about. So yeah. And then apparently Rogue Squadron is like, it's not impossible, but it's like virtually impossible to actually, what's the word, emulate, because apparently it's got some, I don't know, it, like software-wise it's impossible to emulate. It's like, oh, yikes. You know? So. Yeah, the Lego, Nintendo stuff came out, like, what was it, like, about a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago, maybe 2 months ago? I don't exactly know. Right? But, I mean, I went to Walmart and I saw them and I was like, yeah, they're stupid expensive. Because basically it's like, there's like a base set that's like a medium Lego set. Right? It's about, I don't know, maybe like this big. I don't know, probably like 150, 200 pieces, 300 pieces, something like that, right? And then they have like different suits that Mario can like go into, and they're stupid expensive too. And I'm like, but it's why? Why does Lego have a stupid, like, really expensive? Why? I don't get it, but anyway. I'm not saying it's bad. If you know that, if you're like in the whole like, yeah, but we know that Lego's expensive, and you're like okay with that, then okay, fine. I don't care. But like, if you're someone coming from like cheap, and I mean like cheap in quotations, because Lego was never cheap, but there were the cheaper sets, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. So, yeah. And there's like play sets, I think. There's like a whole like, there's probably one where you can just go through the first level of the first Mario. I don't know. And there's also an NES you can get out of Lego. I don't know, I don't care. Oh yeah, I also played Fortnite. And then, speaking of Fortnite, I love how Apple was just like, because what happened with Fortnite, Kate? You want to know what happened with Fortnite? If you don't know what happened with Fortnite, on the App Store, Apple takes like, and so does Google, I think Apple takes 30% of all your in-app purchases. So even if you're going to pay some, like a live, like even if you're watching a live stream, and you want to donate to the live stream, through the app, you're only giving them 70% of that. You're not giving them 100%. You're giving, they're taking, I think it's 30%. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's 30%. How much does Apple take in in-app purchases?
According to Apple, developers earn 70% of sales from in-app purchases.
That's right, so 30%. Just about 30%, okay? And so there, to stick it to Apple, they were like, you can buy it through the Apple, through the App Store, like, because everything has to go first, like, basically has to redirect you through the App Store, and then you buy something in an app. So Fortnite was like, okay, you can buy it through there, but if you buy it directly from us at Epic Games, it'll be cheaper. You will not pay the Apple tax. And they're all like, what? What? And so they did that. And then Apple went, no, fuck you. Flip you, you screwy. We're gonna screw you in the bumhole. And they were like, and you're completely banned off the App Store forever. Fortnite. I don't know about Epic Games as a whole, because they're always on the App Store in some way, shape, or form. Every single, what's it called? Like Apple, every single iPhone announcement's always got like some, oh, Epic Game here and Epic Game there, and it's like 2 or 3 Epic Games that they show. Anyway, so I don't know as a whole, but Fortnite, gone. Off the App Store, just gone. Now, I'm sure it's the whole thing of like, you can, if you have Fortnite, you're okay. Which, I'm not sure about that, but yeah, I would think so. I mean, they could, like, cease, like, make it non-functional, but I don't think they went that far. Anyway, so I played it on PC, and I played it and I went, what? Because they have this, like, I'm not gonna say it's stupid, but it's like, gimmicky, what's it called? Gimmicky, like, Marvel thing, which they had already, because they had the Thanos, like, thing once. But now they're back to more Marvel, because Marvel doesn't know what to do now. Marvel's ran out of, like, okay, the movies are done, like, the MCU is dead, which it's not. It's just this arc of the MCU is dead. The Infinity War saga is dead. They're going to bring up every other saga, right? So, but yeah. Yeah, so they're, like, brought another thing into it, like Marvel superheroes, and it's like, it's not necessarily Avengers, at least not that I know of, because it's like, oh, it's like Wolverine, Storm, is it Storm? No, yeah, maybe. Oh, yeah, what's her name? 3 X-Men. I think it's Iron Man? Thor and She-Hulk? It's like, why? Why is this a thing? It makes you watch a freaking huge cutscene, and I'm watching the cutscene, and I'm going, why do I care? And it's like a whole thing where, like, oh, you want to play any of these? You gotta pay for them. I'm like, why? These challenges for anybody? Why? This is stupid. This is dumb. Right? I'm like, what happened to the freaking free stuff? I couldn't find the free things for, like, 5 minutes. And then, like, 5-6 minutes later, I'm like, oh, play the game, solo, done. There you go. And I don't know. I don't like Fortnite as a game. Like, I played it and I went, I played it maybe like 5-7 times. I'm like, I don't like this. I just don't like this. This is just bad. Okay, it's not the worst. I was playing with a controller too. I was playing with this fake Xbox 360 controller. Which is actually a really nice controller. I like it a lot. I mean, it's not the best controller, but I like it a lot. I think I like the layout for a lot of different things better than I would like this. Because I have this to a PC, like a PS2 to USB like adapter. First of all, I think I like the concave instead of convex sticks. I think I've gotten used to them. So now I'm just like, I like them better. You know? So, I was playing with that, so at least I had it up. But every so often, my computer's not the best, so every so often it would just like, nope, crap on me and just stop. And I'd stand there and be like, I'm gonna die, aren't I? And then I just keep moving a bit. Oh, okay. Which is surprising because I thought I would die from that, but no. Every time I died of my own submission, or somebody shot me while I was in like fully playable state. So, a fully playable state. So, yeah. I mean, hey, look, Fortnite's not the worst. I can see how it's the biggest game in the world, but I don't know. Would I ever turn into like a ninja in the way of like, oh, look at me, I'm the best? No. I would never even play this professionally, probably not, no. I'd rather go to freaking Smash tournaments and do that, yeah. What's they do with like professional Smash tournaments? I like the first Smash better than, I think I've said that before, the first Smash, I like it better than Melee. Because Melee's too fast. And then Brawl's kind of just like, I don't really care. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, it is what it is. It's not the worst, but I'm like, it's not, but it's not necessarily great. It's not the worst, though, but it's not great. I personally never saw a problem with Brawl, ever. And I think that was only because I played so much of it. And I didn't have an understanding of anything, so I was like, I didn't have a context of like, well, because I think I played it before I played Melee. Or at least I played it more than Melee, and so with that, it was like, oh, I didn't see a problem with it. I'm like, what problem? I also didn't understand video games, so I was like, what problem? You know? What problem? You know? What problem, man? I'm like, well, I mean, I get what you mean. Like, I get what the problem is. Like, now I see the problem with, like, certain things. Like, tripping is a stupid mechanic that happens in Brawl, and Meta Knight's just overpowered. But I feel like Meta Knight is like Ness. As a kid, I always thought Ness was, like, the best character if you can figure him out, like, perfectly. But then I know people who play, not professionally, but, like, know how to play Melee, and they're still just, like, or Smash Bros. In general, but Melee, and they're just like, yeah, but even the professionals, like, the pros who play as Ness are just meh. And it's like, I'm like, yeah. But if you know how to play Ness, you can wreck everybody. Because he has, like, 2 or 3 moves that just, like, can can just, like, destroy everybody else. If everybody else just is, like, doesn't know how to play Ness, and doesn't know how to play a Ness, right, you know what I mean? That's just my, like, opinion, I guess. I don't know. A lot of people are like, no. I'm like, really? Yeah. So, I mean, hey. It's not the worst, but, or it's not the best character, but, like, in the first game, he's up there. Very high up there. I think in the first one, Kirby's, like, 2nd or 3rd best character in the whole game. I don't think he's first, like, the best, but. And then Melee, it literally goes from, like, he is the best to he is almost the worst. He's, like, he's at the level of, like, he's like Pichu bad. If Pichu didn't hurt himself, they'd probably be at the same level. But Pichu hurts himself, which he damages himself, which is dumb, but hey, it works, I guess. I don't know. It works. I don't know. Or it's at least an interesting mechanic. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah. Which, so yeah. And then 4, I have 4 on 3DS, and I don't hate it. I don't hate 4. A lot of people had this, like, this very, mixed, the whole thing with that game was mixed. Some people like JonTron and Peanut Butter Gamer, Austin Hargreaves, and Jeff are like, it's a really good game, and then other people are like, no, it's horrible, and other people are like, you know? See, they fixed the problems with Brawl, but did it make it a good game? I don't know. Because, I mean, everybody played it. You streamed, you saw everybody having videos on this thing for, like, years. It was crazy. Like, 2 years or something? Ridiculous. So, I guess it was good. I don't know what your definition of good is. Better than Brawl, I guess. I guess that's what it is. Yeah. Hey, so now we're going to, like, Zelda games and, like, DS stuff, and I'm like, I think I've said this before. The DS Zelda games are terrible. Okay, they're both bad. But at least, what's it called? At least Spirit Tracks is playable. Phantom Hourglass is an abomination of a thing. It's a disgraceful abomination. I'm sorry, I'm going to say this right now. It's a disgraceful abomination of a game. For one reason only. The same reason I hate Majora's Mask. But Majora's Mask is a playable game if you get past the time. It's the time. The time is stupid. And that's the thing. It's one part of the game that is horrible, right? It's one single part of the game in Phantom Hourglass that makes the entire game unplayable. It's the fact that, because, I said this before, I'm pretty sure I said it before, but it's because Spirit Tracks and Phantom Hourglass are basically the same game with a different vehicle. Basically. They're not the same game, but they're basically the same game with a different vehicle. And okay, fine, the mechanic in the tower changes slightly because you have Zelda, the Ghost Zelda, but it's playable in the tower, in Spirit Tracks. In Phantom Hourglass, it's not, because of the stupid time, and they time you in that game, and I hate it, and it's dumb, But you're like, well, then Phantom Hourglass, what's the Hourglass for then? It's like, yeah, I get it, it's just, it's stupid. See, and then you have things like Skyward Sword, which are just slow. It's just a really slow game. It's not a bad game, per se. I don't think it's a bad game, per se, but it's slow as molasses. Oh, it's so bad. Yeah, it's just slow to start, slow to get into anything. The game is physically slow. It's just, oh, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. Not for me. But I watched my brother play it, and it was great. Right? It was great. So, I might play it one day to beat it, just to say I beat it. Also, a lot of people talk about, I probably said this before, but a lot of people talk about this game in a really bad light, because they're like, I hate this game for the freaking, motion controls. Oh, people have come out and said, I would play this game if there's no motion controls. I would literally play this game right now if there's no motion controls. I'm like, but that doesn't fix the fact that it's a terribly slow game. It's just, oh. And then it forces you to run, and the running just is not good. And people just don't like that. It's like, oh. It's just not a good thing. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's not good. It's not the worst, but it's not good. No. Not good. But I mean, my brother loved it. My friend loved it. I have people who know who love it, so. I don't know. There are a few Zelda games that I just don't like for the stupid little mechanic. Either stupid mechanics, or just like the fact that it's slow, or it's too hard, or it's dumb. I don't know. Like things like I didn't like Wind Waker for the longest time because it looked the way it did. That was it. I refused to even like. No, I hate this. This is dumb. But then I played it. I'm like, and the more I played it, I was like, oh, this is actually really good. I was like one of those kids who was like, oh, I don't want to admit, but this is actually really good. I love it now, but like, yeah. So, I don't know. So we had, I don't know, good games, I guess. It had a lot. I said this before. I must talk about this multiple times. The Wii and the DS had so much shovelware. Like, way too much just bad shovelware. And it wasn't even that horrible. It was just kind of like, ugh. I don't like this, It's just, no, I don't like this, It's like, you know what I mean? Not that they were horrible games, just most of them were just like shovelware, like weird, like that game that you play and you just kind of go, the game you play and just go, man. You know what I mean? That's my opinion on the matter. It's kind of not the worst. Like, I don't know, something about them just made, like, at least me, just like, ugh, I don't like this. You know what I mean? I just don't like this. Right? You know what I mean? So, yeah. And then there were the Spider-Man games on PS2. And, okay, the first one I played at my cousin's. It was great. And then I played the second one and went, but the second one is so much better than the first one. And it really was. Let's be honest, the second one was better than the first. I think because it, like, fleshed a lot of things out and was like, yeah, this is a good game. Like, this is the first one, but better. Right? So, yeah. MacBite did like a retrospective on like the video game Spider-Man as a whole. well, not all of them obviously, but like he did the major ones and went like because he was doing it leading it up to Spider-Man on PS4, which is just called Spider-Man. I hate when they do that, or when they reset it like a series and they just call, like start, or they like call it like they don't make it a new series, but it's not a it's not a sequel or a prequel, so you're like, let's just call it like Battlefront did that, and it was just like, I was like, what? I don't, why? Huh? I don't get it. I just don't get it. Anyway. That's, yeah. Yeah. I'm also reading Ready Player One still. Like, again. Because I read it 2 years ago, and I've probably said this last time. But, you read that book, and the more and more you read that book, at least the more and more I read that book, I realize how much it's like how, because you want, okay, I did talk about this. Quentin's reviews did like a, I don't know, call it like a review retrospective, whatever, on Ready Player One, and he just was like, you don't have to know anything, you just have to know, like, have memorized XYZ. And it's like, okay, I was like, I understand what you're saying, but okay, like your argument goes down the tubes when, what else would you do? Like, seriously, what else would you do? And it's like, I wouldn't, it's like, shut up, stop now, just no. And then the third Spider-Man game, actually, before I forget this, there's a third Spider-Man game, and it's about the third movie, and I don't remember playing much of it. I don't remember much of it at all. But what I remember of it, my brother's friend's house, at my brother's friend's house, we played it. At my brother's friend's house, and it wasn't a horrible game, but it was 3. It was Spider-Man 3. Nobody likes Spider-Man 3. That's the thing. Spider-Man 2, I think it's a better game, like better movie. I don't know. I'm not 100% up to date on like, oh yeah, it's a good game, right? Which is fine. It's just I don't. It just gets like, I don't know. 3 is, because 3 is a movie. I mean, it gets a bad rap, but it's not a great movie. None of them were. None of the 4 or 5. No, 4. No, 5. Batman's 4. No, I think any good. It was always a ha, like the laugh, right? The good laugh, not the bad laugh. So, I'm not saying it's a horrible thing. It's just, I don't know. Something about it where I don't love it. So, yeah. Yes, there was a cut there. Yes, cut. Sorry. What was I talking about? I was talking probably about like Smash Bros. And how Smash Bros. Or I don't know what I was talking about, but I think it was something to do with Smash Bros. And how I don't hate Smash Brawl, or I don't know, something to that effect. I don't know. But yeah. Right? At least in my opinion, it's not the worst game ever. There are better games, but it's not the worst. I mean, I don't know. Yeah. So, there were a lot of movies that came out. What year did this movie come out? What year did Happy Feet come out? Happy Feet was a, I'm gonna guess 6. Oh, it's 6. Oh, it's 6. Beautiful. These weird animated movies that people just forget existed, and there's no like sequel. There's no more. No sequel. Well, I mean, there might have been Happy Feet 2. I don't know. Probably was Happy Feet 2. But I'm talking like, I said this before. I'm talking things like, there's a lot from 2012 and 12, or is it 11? 11, 12? Anyway, there's a lot from 2000 and like 4, 7, maybe 4 to 6, 7, around there. You know, random movies. Look, if I can Google this, look, I'll just Google it right now. See, look, animated movies from 2004 to 2006. I want to see if anything comes up. Films of 2006. 2004 to 6. Okay, 2004 animated movies, and then I'll go to 2006 animated movies, and I'll go to 2005. Frosty Returns was 2005? No, it wasn't. Or 6? No, it wasn't. Bionicles. Bionicle. I don't care for those movies at all. Not that they're bad movies, but like, come on. Bionicles, of all things, really? Really? Give me something that I actually care about. Home on the Range was 2004. In Search of Santa. I think I've heard of that. The Incredibles 2004? No, it wasn't. Wow, it was. Holy crud. I always thought that movie was like 2001. That means I at least watched it in like 6 or 7. Wow. Land Before Time 11, Invasion of the Tiny Sources was 2004. I just put that on my computer, honestly. I just ripped it. Lion King 1.5 was 2004? Wow. Okay. I think I've heard of Little Big Mouse. I have no idea what it is. Mickey, Donald, Goofy, the Three Musketeers, was that? Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas was apparently garbage compared to Once Upon a Christmas. Or Twice Upon a Christmas? Yeah, Once Upon a Christmas. I'm trying to remember which one's what now. Once Upon a Christmas. There's lots of Mobile Suit Gundam. There was 3 of them. Okay, I don't know. Naruto the movie. Okay. Nutcracker and the Mouse King. Polar Express 2004. Wow. Scooby-Doo and the Loch Ness Monster. Shark Tales. Oh, Shrek 2 was 2004. SpongeBob SquarePants movie was 2004. Okay. I've heard of Teacher's Pet. I don't remember much about it. VeggieTales and Easter Carol. The Snood Dies Tale. Sumo and the Opera. Winnie the Pooh. Spring the Roo. Yu-Gi-Oh! The Movie Pyramid of Light. Okay, there's... Shrek 2 is the highest grossing one of them all, which was 38,758 dollars. And the Polar Express is only 4. And then Incredibles and then Shark Tale. Shark Tales did better than the Polar Express. I don't believe that, but I mean, again, a lot of these things have these really weird, like, popularities of, like, way later. Okay, you're 6th, and then I'll go back between that 5, okay. Arthur and the Invisible. Oh, God, that was a weird movie. Arthur and the Invisible. Wasn't the guy from, Willy Wonka and Chocolate Factory, the kid in, Good Doctor? I don't know his name. Sorry. Asterix and the Vikings. There was an Asterix movie. Oh, the Ant Bull. I remember seeing the Ant Bull in theaters. I remember that. Yes. I do. I remember that. Bambi. Oh, Barbie Diaries. Come on, Barbie. It's like 50 billion Barbie movies. Blood, Tea, and the Red String. Blue Elephant. Okay. Cars was 2006. Okay, I think I remember that. Brother Bear 2. Casper's Scary School. A Christmas Carol. Scrooge's Ghostly Tales. Is Scrooge's Ghostly Tales the one with Jim Carrey? No. That was like 2009, wasn't it? Something like that. Courtney Kid Next Door, Operation Zero. Courtney Kid Next Door had a movie. Crayon Shinchin. Never heard of it. Curious George had a movie. Oh yeah, it did. Detective Conan. The Private Eyes Requiem. Dragon's Destiny of Fire. Never heard of half of them. Felix 2. The Hero and the... No, half of these movies are. Free Jimmy, The Fox and the Hound. There's a Fox and the Hound too. Oh yeah, two. You think they were like 90s, like late 90s, but it was really early. It was actually early 2000s. It was up until like 2006-ish when Disney had these really bad. Now, subjectively bad, obviously, but bad animated movies. Happy Feet, animated movies. Hellboy, animated Sword of Storms. Okay, movies like everything. Cinderella 2, Pocahontas 2, um, Jungle Book 2, Brother Bear 2, Fox and the Hound 2. These like really good movies that are now just crap because they have a bad Ice Age of Meltdown. With, 2006. Okay. John Paul II. Okay. John 7-7. Okay. Kong Returning to the Jungle. Oh yeah, I remember that movie. The Land Before Time 12, The Great Day of the Flyers. Okay. The next movie underneath that is The Legend of Sasquatch. Okay. And then under that is Lilo and Stitch. And then under that, The Little Bastard and the Old Fart. Death Sucks. Wow. Okay. Anyway, they made so many Land Before Time movies at one point. They just like pumped out these Land Before Time movies forever. I don't know half of these movies. Another Mobile Gundam suit. The Movie of Eggs. A Movie of Eggs, sorry. My Little Pony had a movie. Naruto the movie. There's another Naruto movie. One Piece had a movie, okay. Open Season. Those were, no offense, those were bad. They were so, nobody cared. Play. Where is anything I recognize? Tom and Jerry had a movie. Tony Hawk in Boom Boom Sabotage. That's animated. This one just called U, the letter U. The Ugly Duckling, and me. Nothing. I don't know. Wood and stock. Veggie Tales, Larry Boy and the Bad Apple, and Tuba Warrior. Gideon, Tuba Warrior. Okay. Sorry, now score 5. From 2005. Is there a better number in here? I feel like there's going to be a lot better. X-Men... No, sorry. Action Man. Action Man. Okay. Am I going 15 minutes? No, only 9. Okay. Action Man. There's a lot of these, like... Also, you have to take into consideration that there were probably a lot of these, like, overseas, like... I don't know if you're going to say Asian, necessarily. Like, China movies, maybe? You know? These China movies, these... Okay, they're not bad, but these China movies, these... Aloha Scooby-Doo... Oh, yeah! Oh, that's I don't know. Okay. This one called Ark, okay? Or Barbie crap. The Batman vs. Dracula. I think I heard of that long ago. Barnacles 3. The Book of the Dead. Book of the Dead. Didn't they make one about the Book of Life or Book of something or other? Candyland had a movie. Chicken Little. I forgot about that movie. Christmas in New York. I think I've heard of that one. Oh, Corpse Bride. Crayon Shinchin. I'm sure I've heard of Crayon Shinchin. Why is it ringing a bell? See, look, Hong Kong. You see these like Dragon Blade, these Hong Kong random like overseas, or movies that do stupid well in like Hong Kong. Like there's movies like that, like World of Warcraft. The World of Warcraft movie that came out, what was it, like 3-4 years ago? Maybe 5, I don't know. Maybe 2, I don't know anymore. It was garbage. It was a garbage movie. It was just a bad movie. But did fantastically in like Hong Kong, in like China, in Hong Kong or you know, yeah, Hong Kong, yeah, and it has like 3 sequels or 2 sequels, something like that. It's crazy. Gulliver's Travels. There was an animated Gulliver. Oh, see, India. See, he's weird. The Happy Elf. No, don't know. Wait, look at Gulliver's Travels. Maybe I've seen it. Hoodwinked. That was a weird set of movies, wasn't it? I think it was. It was strange because it was like, I don't even know. It's hard to explain Hoodwinked. It was like a, let's see, look. Computer animated musical comedy thriller film. It retells the folktale Little Red Riding Hood as a police investigation using backstories to show multiple characters' point of view. It was produced independently by Blue Yonder Films with Canbar. Yeah, it was kind of like a. I tried watching it like 5 years, 5 years ago, and I was like, I don't. This is. Oh, I didn't like it. It was like, oh. I was watching it with my dad, and he was just like, no. Inspector Gadget had a movie, okay. Kim Possible had a movie. Oh, Court of King David, okay. Kong, King of Atlantis. The Legend of Frosty Snowman. The Legend of Frosty the Snowman. Oh, that was 2005? No way! No, give me a screenshot of this movie. Screenshot me this movie right now. I thought that was like 2009 or something like that. Give me this movie. Give me a screenshot of that movie right now. Don't be the movie I think it is. It was 2005. Wow. Holy crow. This movie. The Legend of Frosty the Snowman. Really? I thought that was like 2010. Between like 9 and 12. Somewhere in that range of movies. Wow. Wow. Okay. Madagascar. Now, I like Madagascar 2 better than Madagascar 1. But Madagascar 1's a good movie. So don't get me wrong. There's a Mother Teresa movie. An animated movie. I don't know. Let me look at this thing. There's animated feature films. Okay, well. I guess so. Another My Little Pony. God. What else is there? On a Stormy Night. Lots of generic names too. Pooh's Hufflepuffs movie. The Proud Family movie was 2005. I guess it was in the heyday of the Proud Family. I don't know what you call it. The peak of the heyday. The peak of the Proud Family. I don't know. It was okay. That movie's bizarre because I'm gonna say one thing. Spoiler alert: the guy just turns people into like clones. He clones people with peanuts, which makes no sense to me. I'm like, what? Robots. What's 2005? I was gonna say robots. But I didn't know if it was between there. Where's My Mummy? Stewie Griffin had a movie? It's not even Family Guy. The movie's called Stewie Griffin: The Untold Story. What the heck? Street Fighter Alpha, yeah. Generations, yeah. Stuart Little 3 was 2005? What? Again, these movies feel like they're so much later. That movie was animated, right? They had a live action Stuart Little, didn't they? 3, didn't they? Kind of like how Spider-Man 3 had an animated version, didn't they? I think so. Tom and Jerry always have freaking movies, like 3 here, 2 here. VeggieTales, Duck, and the Great Pie War. Oh, wait, another one? Minnesota Kook, and The Search for Samson's Hairbrush. Oh, yeah. Lord of the Beans was 2005? Nice. Curse of the War Rabbit. Wallace and Gromit, Curse of the War Rabbit was 2005. Okay, Lord of the Beans is really good. Even if you're not a Christian, you don't care for, like, Christian, you don't care for VeggieTales, like, most of the time, it's actually a really, like, decent parody of Lord of the Rings. I mean, it's not the best, but it's a decent parody of Lord of the Rings, I guess. I don't know. It's okay, I guess. Wow, okay. There actually weren't as many as I thought. Randomly forgotten movies. There are more between, like, 2011 and 12. I guess, I don't know. I think that'll be it for now, guys, so, again, tell me what to do in the comments below. You want to give me questions, comments, concerns, there's a email talkaboutimposter@gmail.com. There's a Discord, and then a Patreon if you want to see this turn into something better. Better quality, better produced, better everything. Support my Patreon. I think that'll be it for now, guys. Tell me what to do with the 360 camera, with this podcast, with everything, YouTube. Just tell me stuff. I think that'll be it for now, guys. So, adios, mi amigos.